Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here, so it is time for another ranking video today, guys. Today I'm going to be ranking the films of one of my favourite Marvel hero of all time, being Spider-Man. So, now just to clarify, guys, these are only including like the standalone Spider-Man movies, and we'll not be including ones where he's a supporting character, such as Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. So yeah, so let's begin my ranking. So starting with my all-time favourite Spider-Man movie ever, which I absolutely love and can't stop watching, and what I think to this day is the best one, Spider-Man 2. And I give that, like, 100% 10 out of 10. Like, what I like about it, I love the performances by, Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, and, Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane, and the great Rosemary Harris as Aunt May, and, and James Franco as Harry Osborn. It was a really amazing movie. The fight scenes were also really top-notch, such as the train fight and also the bank heist. And the music by Danny Elfman was amazing. My favourite, Spider-Man soundtrack is from this movie. The effects were also amazing too, and I loved as well, at the end, the happy ending that Peter got, where he finally got to be with Mary Jane at last. And visuals are also really amazing as well. For a film that's like 16 years old, it's amazing how, visual it was back then, yeah. My second favourite would be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, released in 2018, and I also give that 10 out of 10. So what I like about this, I loved the voice acting, such as by Shamik Moore as Miles Morales, Jake Johnson as Peter Parker, and definitely Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy, or Spider-Gwen, and Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir, and like the entire cast, was amazing in this movie. It's such great casting, and the music, especially the addition of, several really amazing songs. Like, my favourite is probably Memories. Like, I love that song. And also What's Up Danger as well. Like, such a great choice for music. And the story was also great. I loved it. And the emotional weight was also really well executed. And I definitely did love the cameo by Stan Lee in the film as well. And it hit so differently knowing that, it was his final voice acting role. Because he unfortunately passed away like a month before the movie was released, sadly, which is a massive shame, rest in peace, Stan Lee. I also love the development of Miles Morales as well. That was really perfect, and the film was also full of so many amazing Easter eggs too, and I definitely love the end credit scenes, featuring Miguel O'Hara, for example. Definitely love that. I think it's teasing the second Spider-Verse film, isn't it? My third favourite would be the first Spider-Man film of the Raimi trilogy, released in 2002, and I also give that 10 out of 10. So what I like about this, once again, the performances, Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, and definitely the great Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. It was like this performance that made me really believe in the Green Goblin as a character. And Willem Dafoe is an amazing actor of villains. Like, he's my top hit to play the Joker in, like, a future film, guys, because he was amazing as the Green Goblin in this film. The fight scenes were also really amazing, too. And the effects were also great as well, and the music was wonderful. Visuals are stunning, and I definitely love the development of Peter in this movie. It was so executed brilliantly. I loved it. My fourth favourite would be Far From Home, released last year. Now, this is my favourite movie starring Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. If you want to see a full in-depth review of the movie, then go check out the review. It's on my channel. It's a spoiler review, so you'll get to hear everything that I like. But yeah, to summarise what I liked performances by Tom Holland as Spidey, Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury / Talos, spoiler alert, and also Corey B. Smulders as Maria Hill. I definitely loved, Peter Parker's new suit, such as his stealth suit, and also his new red and black suit he uses at the end of the movie, which has the ability to glide. Did like that as well. I liked how, compared to Homecoming, Michelle Jones had a better role where she was the sidekick. I like how she had a purpose in this movie. The illusion scene was also really well done and quite terrifying too, especially the zombie Iron Man part. Ooh. And the fight scenes, especially the fight scenes against the Elementals, was also really good too. And I definitely did love the mid and post-credit scenes, such as featuring J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. And also definitely as well, the twist was revealed that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were Skrulls. Like, oh, wow. Now, problems I have with this movie was probably, I feel like Peter and MJ's romance could have been a bit better, really. And I feel like Aunt May, didn't like Aunt May in this movie because, I don't know if any knows, but I do not like Marisa Tomei as Aunt May. it's like, I don't see her as being Aunt May in my eyes, really. That's why I prefer Rosemary Harris, because she was perfect for a role. Like, when you read the comics, then you know what I'm talking about, really. I don't think Marissa fits the role. And I definitely also did not like that school bully who was, bullying Peter. I didn't really like him at all, really. He's pretty annoying. And I didn't really like how Happy Hogan was trying to be like Uncle Ben in this movie. Like, come on, they've got to bring Uncle Ben in somewhere, if possible, in the future. We need to do that. Now, my fifth favourite would be Spider-Man Homecoming, released 3 years ago in 2017. So, now, this is quite an enjoyable movie, guys, but it's not really like one of my favourite Spider-Man movies. But yeah, so what I like of this, Tom Holland, I loved him as Spider-Man once again, and I definitely love Michael Keaton as the Vulture. He's one of my favourite MCU villains. And Jon Favreau was also great as Happy Hogan too, and so was Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark / Iron Man. The visuals were also good as ever, and the fights versus the Vulture was also good. I did like the scene where Peter Parker lifts rubble on his own. That was a great scene to show that he's just a kid, yet he's Spider-Man, really. And he's on his own. It was such a great scene, that, and I also did love the inclusion of the Captain America videos. They were pretty funny, actually. And I also really loved Stan Lee's cameo as well, where he says, "Don't make me come down there, you punk." That was so funny. I did also love a twist where it's revealed that Liz Toombs was actually Vulture's daughter. That was a pretty cool plot twist. It was also great to see Pepper Potts at the end of the movie, and she's getting married to Tony as well. I was very happy about that. Now, with regards to this movie, I did not like MJ at all. She served no purpose in the movie whatsoever. She contributed nothing to the film at all. Like, what use did she have in this movie? Nothing. Did not like Aunt May, because, as I said before, I don't like Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. I prefer Rosemary Harris. I also don't understand why the movie didn't show Spider-Man swinging through New York City, like at the end of the movie, like he used to in the Raimi trilogy, except Spider-Man 3. Like, why is he not protecting New York? Why just like a small neighborhood? Come on, he needs to protect more, because he's Spider-Man. I also think the villain called Shocker needed a bit more development as well, really. I think he needed a bit more screen time and development. And I also did not like the idea of, Spider-Man having an AI suit. Like, that's basically making Iron Boy Jr., like Iron Man, or Iron Man Jr., I want to call it. Because it should be, just a natural suit, like in the Raimi trilogy. Like, that was so annoying. It's like basically making him the son of Iron Man. Like, and that's not what he is. He can look up to him, by all means do, but he can't copy him by having an AI suit. And of course, like with Liz Toombs, I didn't like how Peter Parker was constantly, abandoning Liz. Like, that's not how, romances work, is it? You can't just abandon them. But nonetheless, I give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. My sixth favourite would be The Amazing Spider-Man, released in 2012. I give it a 7 out of 10. So with this, I liked the performances by Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. He's not my favourite Spider-Man, but he was really good in the role, definitely. I definitely liked Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. I liked her more than Bryce Dallas Howard. I will say that. I did also like Rhys Ifans as the Lizard. He was pretty good in the role, actually. Very good. And I did love Martin Sheen and Sally Field as Ben and May Parker. They were great castings. The visuals were also really good too, and the effects and the fight scenes. I like the way they did Peter in this movie as well. It was very good. And of course, the funny Stan Lee cameo where he's, he's in that room with music on his headphones and he doesn't know that Spider and Lizard are fighting behind him in the library. That was so funny. Problems with this, I feel like, despite the fact that Rhys Ifans nailed it as the Lizard, I think Lizard needed a bit more development. And I wish as well that they stuck to the natural web shooting and not the web shooter device on Peter Parker's wrists. Like, really, come on. Like, I'm more used to natural, webs, not, the wrist shooter things, really. But, yeah. So that made him slightly out of character, didn't it, really, a little bit? Now, my seventh favourite would be Spider-Man 3 from 2007, and this is definitely not one of my favourite Spider-Man movies, but I'm going to get through the good stuff first. The acting by, Tobey Maguire was good, but only when he wears the red suit, really. Like, I didn't really like him much in the black suit, really, with regards to performance. I liked Kirsten Dunst as MJ once again. I liked James Franco's movie where he got to take on the role of being evil, this time as a bad guy in the New Goblin outfit. And I definitely loved Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman. He was like one of the few best parts of a movie, and he should have been the only villain. And the visuals and effects and the music was fine as well. And also, I did love Stanley's cameo where he says, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said. I love that cameo. So amazing. And it's really touching as well, really, as well. Now, with regards to what I don't like about this movie, I definitely did not like, I could not stand Topher Grace as Eddie Brock / Venom. It's like, he was the downfall of the movie. He ruined the movie. He's not the right actor for Venom at all, because he wasn't big and muscular like how he's in the comics, and he didn't have a very deep voice like when he wore the suit, and also, he did not refer to himself as, we are Venom, or something like, because there's two entities, Eddie and the symbiote, so it's two things, hence why Venom says, we are Venom. So, yeah, you see what I mean? But he didn't do that at all. So that's why I prefer Tom Hardy as Venom. And don't even get me started on the whole emo Peter Parker thing. I can't stand that at all. So cringeworthy. Like, that's why I prefer Peter Parker when he's wearing his red suit in the film, not his black suit. Like, the black suit really messed him up, and that dancing is so utterly annoying. I didn't like the lack of screen time for Aunt May. She does have way more screen time. I hate how he downplayed her compared to Spider-Man 2. But, like, the writing in this movie was bad. And the whole rushing of Venom was terrible too. Like, what should have happened, guys, is the movie should have ended with someone being defeated, and Venom would become Venom at the end of the movie, and then the credits would roll, and then he'd be the main antagonist of Spider-Man 4, if it happened. Like, they can't just rush Venom like that, because it doesn't appear until, like, towards the end of the movie, which is very annoying. But nonetheless, I give this movie a 6 out of 10. And now we get down to what I think is definitely the number one worst Spider-Man movie ever, and that is definitely The Amazing Spider-Man 2 from 2014. Alright, let's get through the good stuff first, guys. The acting by Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Jamie Foxx, Dane DeHaan, Sally Field and Paul Giamatti was top-notch. The chemistry was also pretty good too, such as between Peter and Gwen. The music by Hans Zimmer was also fine too. I think it was Hans Zimmer. And the Easter eggs were pretty good, such as including the symbiote in glass. The fight scenes were okay, a little bit. And the emotional impact, particularly when Gwen dies, was very good. But what I don't like is, like with Spider-Man 3, that they made a mistake of including far too many villains, because you've got Electro, the Rhino, and you've got the Green Goblin. Too many villains. Like, why can't you just stick to one like on the other movies? And also, did not like, killing off Gwen either. That was a big mistake. And did not like the characterization and the lack of screen time for Rhino too, really, as well. Didn't like how he was in, like, a mechanical suit, which was pretty annoying, really. Like, I prefer him from the comics. But nonetheless, because the acting made it watchable, I give it a 4 out of 10. So, guys, this is me doing my ranking of the Spider-Man movies. So, yeah, number 1, Spider-Man 2. Number 2, Spider-Verse. Number 3, Spider-Man. Number 4, Far From Home. Number 5, Homecoming. Number 6, The Amazing Spider-Man. 7, Spider-Man 3. And number 8, The Amazing Spider-Man. So, a drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to let us know in the comments how you would rank these movies if you've seen them. I'd love to see how you'd rank them. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel for videos coming in the future, and I will see you all later.